this is Dave and welcome to the Table.
Junior Edition.
Alright, so I'm joined by my Junior Edition co-host. This is my niece Kaylee, my nephew Christopher. Kaylee, how old are you?
I'm 8.
And Chris, how old are you?
I'm turning 7 tomorrow.
Okay, so happy birthday to you, Chris. And in the Junior Edition, these guys are going to be joining me, and we're going to be talking about various types of games. A lot of them are going to be more of the family type games that are age appropriate for them, but you're also going to be seeing them playing some games that you probably wouldn't expect to see a 7 and 8-year-old playing. And they're going to help explain the game, and they're going to talk about it, and they're going to give their viewpoints as well. And so I'm looking forward to that, and I hope that you will enjoy that as well. So in this first episode, though, today what are we going to be taking a look at?
Today we are looking at Rhino Hero.
Alright, so we are looking at Rhino Hero, and also known as Super Rhino in other areas of the world. And Chris, who makes this one?
Haba Games.
Alright, so Haba Games makes this one, and this is for ages 5 to 99. And how many players, Kaylee?
2 to 5 players.
And in Rhino Hero, what are we going to be doing?
Building a skyscraper.
Okay, and how are we building a skyscraper, Chris?
By stacking cards.
Alright, so we are going to be building the skyscraper, stacking cards, so it's a fun play on building a house of cards, but there's some really cool things that happen along the way. But let's talk about the components that come in the box. So the first thing that we have a multilingual rule book here, so people all over the world can enjoy this and they can learn how to play it. So we've got rules. It looks like we have English, and we have Chinese and German and French and Spanish. So lots of different people can enjoy this one, right? All right, what else comes in the box here?
There's a foundation card.
All right, and tell us about the foundation card.
There's an easy side and the expert side.
All right, so this is going to be everything that's going to be built off of this foundation card. And on there's some little marks there. Here on the easy side, you can see them in the corners. And this side here, it's right in the center. And that's going to be where cards are going to be placed on there, and we're going to be building up from there. What else comes in the game? Who's the star of the game here?
The Rhino Hero.
The Rhino Hero. All right, and he's made out of what?
He's made out of wood.
And what else about him?
And he's painted blue.
Okay, he's painted blue, and on one side, take a look at that. There we go. We have, he's got a little mask on, a little cape, so he's got his little superhero costume on. And there's 2 other types of cards that come in the game. Chris, what's the one type of card? What's the first type?
There's a wad that's slanted in the middle so it can fold.
All right, show the camera so everybody can see that. Show us how it's folded, how it can fold. All right, cool. And what's the other type of cards that we have too?
And we have a roof card.
Okay, and the roof cards are going to be stacked on top of the walls, and there's little markings on there that are going to show where the walls are going to be for the next floor. And on some of those cards is going to be different symbols that are going to trigger some various actions, and so we're going to get into that more in the gameplay. And so we're going to be building this skyscraper, and one of the things that's going to happen here is this Rhino Hero is going to be climbing up this building, and he's going to be looking for burglars and rogues. He's trying to stop crime, but while we're building the skyscraper, what are we trying to do, Kaylee?
We're trying to be the first one to get rid of all our cards.
Yep, so the first person who gets rid of all their cards is going to be the winner of this game. But, you know, one of the things that can happen here is this rhinos they're big, right? Okay, so they're kind of heavy. And the building, when it starts to get tall and he's moving up, what can happen?
The building could wiggle and it could fall down.
Okay, so that's the one thing that we don't want to have happen, because if you're the one who makes the building fall over, you're going to be the one who loses the game. So anyways, that's kind of a little bit about the game and how it's played. We're going to take a look at it, and then we're going to come back and we're going to give you our thoughts. Okay, so I have Rhino Hero set up for 3 players, and what I did was I shuffled up all of these roof cards here and dealt each player a starting hand of 5 cards. So here's my 5 cards here, and if you're playing a 2-player game, you're going to receive a starting hand of 7 cards. And then we're also going to place the foundation card in the center of the game table here, and depending upon your skill level, you can either place it here on the easy side or the expert side here. And as you can see, this marking here is going to be the outline of where we need to place our wall cards before we can place the next roof card. So if we look at our cards here real quick, a lot of them are going to have a little symbol that's going to be in the corners here. It's kind of embossed in this chrome looking finish here, and as you can see here, these Rhino ones, this means that when I place this one down, the next player will have to place their wall cards, and then they're going to have to move the hero up, put them on this spot before they can place their next roof card. And we have one here that when I place this one here, the next player in the turn order is going to be skipped. We have one that is also going to change the play direction. There's going to be a couple little arrows in there, so it's going to change the direction of how we're going to play. There's also another one that if we play it, the next player has to draw an extra card from this deck here. And there is one that also allows a player to place an extra roof card, so they're going to be able to get rid of their cards faster. On all of the different cards are going to be these different lines here, and what these are a layout of where we are going to be placing the wall cards before we can place the next roof. So let's show you a little bit of how this game is played. So typically the youngest player goes first. So Chris, why don't you start us off with the game? So what he's going to look at his hand, he's going to look at a card that he's going to want to play, and then he's going to have to first put the walls down on the foundation, and then he's going to be able to place a card on top. So show us what you're doing, Chris.
I'm going to put this wall card here.
Okay.
And this one here.
Okay. And now you're going to have to place a card that's on. You're going to have to place it on top. Turn. Okay. And that's going to allow you to place another card. So you get to place another one here. This has got a 2X on there. Let me zoom in here so you can see a little bit of what that says right there. And there's a 2, and so he's going to be able to place now another roof card right on top of that. So why don't you go ahead and do that, Chris? Alright, so what he's done now, Kaylee, you don't have to do that. He placed the card on there, and that's going to be kind of the challenge of how we place this game here. Is he placed this roof card here, and now it's going to be my turn, and I'm going to have to place some cards there, and then I'm going to have to put the Rhino in the game. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wall cards here, and I'm going to fold them and get a nice crease here, and I have to match it up exactly with these lines here. So when it's early on in the game, it's not very difficult here to build those up, but I have to place that shape, and then I take my little Rhino here, and I'm going to place him right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my cards here, and I'm going to place it on top. So I'm just going to set this right on top here, and now it's going to be Kaylee's turn here. So Kaylee, show us what you're going to do here.
I'm going to take the roof card.
You mean the wall cards?
The wall card.
Okay.
And place it down.
Okay.
Right there. And then
you have to make sure that it's lined up all the way. It's not exactly on the shape that it's supposed to be. So you got to make sure that it follows those lines. It's got to be exact. There you go.
I'm going to take another wall card and then place it over here. And then I move the Rhino up here.
Okay, and then you're going to be placing your roof card on top.
Yep.
Okay, and what is that one in there? Oh, it's a +1. Chris, you're going to have to draw an extra card now from the roof deck. So when you thought that you were going to be able to play that extra one and get a jump, now you're back to normal. So Chris, what do you have to do now? First you got to place your walls. So show us how you're going to do that.
I'm going to place this wall here.
Yep, you got to get the right card.
And this card here.
Okay.
And put this card on top.
So that's another one you get to play twice. So you get to place another card on top of that. Okay, so Now he's placed this one here, and there's no symbol on there, so it's my turn to play this. And again, we're going to be placing cards on top, and place this one here gently. And as you can see, as the building starts getting taller, it becomes a little bit more challenging to place these cards, and you got to take a steady hand on here. And I'm going to place this card here on top, and since we're going to skip Kaylee, so it's going to be back to Chris's turn. Let's see what he can do here. Now it's getting kind of wobbly. The building is actually kind of slanted, and he's going to have a little bit more of a challenging time placing his card on top there.
That there.
Okay.
And this on top.
Okay, so here we go. Oh, and there we go. So he knocked it over, and so Chris lost the game. And that's how you play Rhino Hero, though. We're building cards. We're trying to stack things on top of each other, all in an attempt to be the first one to get rid of our cards. So that's when the building topples over. The person who caused the toppling over is the loser of the game, and whoever has the fewest cards remaining in their hand then would be the winner of the game. And I had 3 cards left in my hand. How many did you have, Kaylee?
4.
You had 4, so actually I would have won the game, but that's really not fair because I'm the oldest one. But that's what happens, and if there's a tie with the number of cards, then whoever has the most special symbols on their cards remaining is going to be the winner of the game, and that's Rhino Hero. Alright, well that's Rhino Hero, and what do you guys think?
I like the game.
You liked the game? How about you, Chris?
I liked it.
You liked it? Yeah, but what happened during the game?
It fell.
It fell, and what happened to you?
I lost.
He lost. He lost the game, but he liked it anyways because it's a lot of fun. And certainly, this is a really, really fun game that a family can enjoy together. Even adults can play this because there's some really cool elements in here that's going to appeal to a broad spectrum of players, don't you think? All right, so you tell me, why would somebody like you want to play this game? You tell everybody why it's cool to play this game.
I think it's cool to play this game because you get to fold these cards and just like place them on the spots that there is, and like move the rhino up. Like when you're moving it, you can pretend he's flying up to the next spot.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so here you've got they're kind of, in their mind, they've got this little imagination of the Rhino Hero as he's flying up the building, and it's really, really cool because the artwork that's on these cards really lend to this whole building, don't you think, Chris? Okay, so if we look, what's this? Is this what does this look like on this card here?
Birds and a cake.
Okay, so as you can see here, this is the inside of the building, and so this particular window, we've got a bird there, we've got a cake. So this is the inside of the building, right? What's this part here?
A bear wanted flowers in the flower.
Okay, is this the outside of the building? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've got the outside here with all the different brick, and you've got different scenes in all these different windows. I mean, you even have, we've got laundry hanging out here. We've got Mr. Pig over here brushing his teeth. So you got some really, really cool artwork. It makes it lots of fun. And as we're building this skyscraper, it looks like a skyscraper. I mean, it really does. It looks like a building. And so it's really going to, the kids are really going to think, wow, this is really, really cool, because here we are taking a flat stack of cards like this, and we converted it into this 3-dimensional stack that creates this building, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when we play this game, when it comes down to these cards here, is it fun to play just the plain old card here that doesn't have any symbols on it? Do you like to play the cards like these? No. You like to play the cards that have the little symbols on the corners, right? Mm-hmm. They'll let you do some really, really cool things, right? Or some not so nice things, right, Kaylee? What happened to you?
I got skipped. You
got skipped. Now, that happened to you. That was bad that happened to you, but you also played a card that was not very nice either. What happened when you played a card?
I had Chris draw a card.
Yeah, so we were kind of wondering if Chris was going to get rid of all of his cards first, right, Chris? Because when you played this one that had a 2 on it, what did you get a chance to do? You placed this one down, then what?
put another one on.
All right, so when you play a card like this, you know, this is going to help you out because you play it down and then all of a sudden you get to play another card right on top of it. So it's going to help you get rid of your hand faster. So you've got these really cool elements that come into this game. And for somebody who's a little bit older when you're playing the game, it comes down to a hand management thing that comes into this game because you have these different cards here and you've got different abilities that you can trigger. But the other thing too is also what shape are you going to want to play for placing the walls, and do you want to make it more challenging for the next player, or are you kind of hoping to have the building maybe be a little more sturdy so that you can quickly get rid of your cards? So there's a couple different ways that you can go about this. You guys want to try and build a really tall building, it's kind of cool. You can try and play a more smarter, or if you want to make it very difficult for your opponents, then you're going to place some really tricky cards. Now, the big tricky card here is this Rhino card, and why is that, Kaylee? Why is this a tricky card?
Because it's like...
So I place this here, you know, if we place this on a building, all of a sudden I place this now on top of the Rhino, what's going to happen?
You're going to have to move the Rhino up there.
So we're going to have to move the Rhino up on top here. Well, as the building starts to get taller and taller and taller, the building starts to wobble more and more and more, and we're fighting the center of gravity, because if everything's not placed just so, everything's not all in line, and so the building can be leaning. And you know what? This little guy here, rhinos, they're big, right? And so what happens is we've got this rhino here, and this piece adds extra weight that's going to throw off everything and can cause the building to topple over. And so it's going to make it more difficult when we have to place cards, right, Chris? Yeah, and so you saw that. And actually in a previous shoot, we were doing this take here, and I had the building sitting up really, really tall, and I just accidentally bumped the table ever so slightly, and it fell all over, and Mr. Rhino was on the floor, and I've got cards all over. I got them all. They're sitting in a pile here. So, but that's what happened with this. But really, really kind of a cool game to play. And you guys could probably play this all by yourself, right? You don't even need me. You can go and open up this game and play it, right? Okay. So it's not a difficult game. It's not a hard game to play, right? The rules are easy, okay? But it's challenging, okay? And do you think that this is something that you would want to play at school? Like if you guys didn't have recess, do you think it would be pretty fun? All right, cool. So let's talk about this game from a family perspective, because there's some really cool things here. Number one, you get a chance to spend time together. I've got these guys sitting in with me. We made the video. We showed you how the game is played. And one of the cool things that I really like is that Haba started this campaign essentially calling on people to play games, you know, unplug the TV or turn off the computer, you know, quit being isolated and get together and play games. And, you know, what do we have outside right now?
A lot of snow.
A lot of snow, because we happen to have a blizzard come over this past weekend and dumped, 17 inches of snow? 17 inches of snow, and that's a lot for this area. And we were kind of stuck inside for a couple days, weren't we? We didn't have school on Monday, and so we got a chance to play games, right? So we played some games, and that's one of the things that they're calling on people to do, is spend some time playing games together. And so from a family perspective, that's one of the cool things with this particular game, is that even with the younger guys, they can get together and play a game that it plays relatively quickly, and you can play it multiple times, because you're always in this contest to see how tall you can get the building and how quickly you can get rid of your cards. So, but you've got everybody together, and with the age span here of 5 to 99, this is something that everybody can play. Do you think Opa would like to play this game too? Okay, so that's Opa is their great grandfather. He's going to be 80, so he'd fall right into this age range. He'd be able to play this game. So, but getting everybody to spend some time together, which is really, really cool. Now, there are some, you also have the element of hand management, which I talked about, and making some decisions of what cards to play, and so that's going to give the game I guess if you want to call it depth for somebody who wants to play a game that there's some strategy in there. There is a little bit of strategy in here of what cards to play, but it's going to come down to luck as to how the cards are going to be placed, and you're relying on the skill of the other players to see how this skyscraper is going to be held together. But there is a little bit of what how you're going to manage your hand playing your cards. But the other cool thing is there's a couple of things that are going to come through here. Developing fine motor skills, placing the cards precisely. It's going to really work on that and lining things up, and you see the shapes here and making sure that the walls line up precisely with that. So we want to make sure, because it has to fit there, right? Okay, because so if this is telling me that I have to place this like this, it's got to be on this angle, right? I can't turn on and just put it however I want, right? That's not right. So we have to do this exactly the right way. Does that look like it's about right for one of the things? So it has to look like this. I can't just stick it on there just any old way. So you've got this fine motor skills. And then also you've got this aspect of physics. We talked about center of gravity. Gravity is what holds everything down. Gravity pulls everything down. If we didn't have gravity, Mr. Rhino Hero would have been floating around if I just held him up there like that. And we're relying on the edge of a card to hold it all together. But all of a sudden now you put a little fold in it, and it can hold up a lot of things. And it's really, really cool, don't you think, to see we're taking flat stacks of cards like this, doing a little folding, and all of a sudden we had this building that was this tall. Isn't that pretty cool? Alright, so that's one of the cool things there, and you have this, so you have some, a little bit of laws of physics there, and you have the center of gravity, so some cool things that you can talk about just in terms of playing the game. So you've got some science in there, you've got a little bit of hand management aspect in there, you've got luck, and you've got everybody spending some time together, having fun with Mr. Rhino Hero. Alright, and that's the game, right? You guys have anything else to say? I know you guys are getting tired over there, right? So, anyways, that's it for now, and I hope that you enjoyed my co-hosts here. And next time I'll have them being a little bit more involved, right? This was the first go for these guys, but I think they did a pretty good job. And you guys want to come back and do this again sometime? All right. Well, we've got some other fun games that we're going to be looking at in the future, so look for more episodes of To the Table
Junior Edition.
All right. And thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please take the time to check out some of the other work that I am doing. And if you are interested in seeing more of what we're doing, be so kind as to hit the subscribe button below, and you'll be all up to date with all of the work that we're going to be continuing to be producing. In the video description below, there's going to be some additional information. There's a link to my blog that will take you there. I have additional content over there. And if you are interested in supporting To the Table Family Perspective Reviews, there are opportunities there. If you click on the link that'll take us to my Patreon page, you can get some information there and see what kind of extra benefits that you can gain from being a supporter of this channel. Alright, that's it for now, and join us again next time as we take a look at another game and we see how it makes it to the table. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Alright.